And there's no intro, but I don't care because it's a watch party. Haha. This is gonna be so much fun.
I
And
don't think
we
you're on.
are live, I think. I'm not sure. Are we? Are we not?
Are we? I don't know. Is that
It
an
sounds good.
overlay over us?
I removed us. Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. No, that's good. I did not know that we were going to do that. All right.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, hello. Hi everyone. Hey Clifton. So yeah, just gonna watch something today over on Cosme.
Yeah, join us.
And it should be a lot of fun. I mean, we're gonna be watching American Manhunt, Osama bin Laden. I thought it was a recent documentary on Netflix, but it actually came out in March, and I didn't
Mm,
even see it. Like, when they
okay.
release a new thing, usually it's like top 10. They highlight it. Like recently released with this one, it was just flew under the radar for me. And then today I saw it and I was like, damn, gotta watch it because I think Netflix has like a series of American Manhunt.
Hmm.
And the previous one was it OJ Simpson? Remember when he was escaping in his
Yeah.
Bronco, escaping the police? Yeah, that was a really good one. So I do like the style that they do these ones in. But so how are you today? Just really quickly before we start.
I'm
How you
doing all
doing?
right.
It's Sunday.
It's a Sunday. And I went to work. And yeah, Bone says hi.
Hi, Bone. Good to see you. I know
Come join come join the
Kath,
Cosme
yeah, I know Kath, the link is up above in the thingy.
in the pinned comments. Yes.
Pinned comments, yes. Sorry. For my Sunday is that my brain is not working today, so I am forgetting how to speak English. But yeah, everybody, if you want to come join and watch this, we shall be in Cosme, so do stop by. It should be interesting. And we're
Yeah.
also over on Rumble. I can't be bothered setting up Twitter. I just can't. I haven't
Yeah.
on my end in such a long time that I don't care
Fair enough.
to do it everywhere. But hopefully we'll be getting back into doing things more and remembering how to actually do them. So yeah. So you were working and now you shall be relaxing.
Definitely.
That is good. That is
With
what we want.
what's probably going to be a high action documentary.
Yeah, yeah. Um, that's one thing that Netflix are good at doing is making their documentaries full of action sounding music. But yeah, so I'm just gonna quickly say thank you to anybody who has joined or wants to, and we shall be off. Yes, the link is in the pinned comment in chat. So we shall see you there. And I don't know, how do I do this with do I switch our microphone off here and then turn it on there? And
Um, so if you want to do it like Pombi does, he just leaves stream. Well, he leaves his program just the way it is, and
okay.
you can't really hear the show on YouTube or anything.
All
And
right.
but you can't hear the people's voices on Cosme either. So
Okay, so I'll just keep us on here this
mhm.
way and then play the actual thing on there.
All right,
All right.
more explosions.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
All right.
How's the sound?
Um, I don't know. I don't see it.
Can you hear it?
Hold on. I'm gonna reconnect.
Oh,
Uh,
shit.
for me, it's just okay. Now it wasn't buffering anymore. Now it went back to the seals.
Oh my god, those damn seals. All right, let's do this again. Launch Netflix. Get us some less seals and more bin Laden.
We can do this. Woo!
Uh,
We are professionals here.
yes, extreme professionals. The most professional there are out there. Can't get more professional than me. Share. Netflix. Come on, damn you. There we go. And
So
now
I
I'm gonna
have I have
start
the
it.
circle loading.
What do you mean?
I see a black screen and the circle loading. The.
Yeah, and now I'm playing it, so is there sound?
No, because I still don't see anything.
Oh, I see it on my end. Like I see it in the actual Cosme in the room.
Okay. Well, then maybe it's just me. I'll go and reload it again. But you don't. Nope.
So what is it? Just a black screen?
For me, it's just a black screen with the circle of death, basically. Bone, since I see that you are still in YouTube and watching, do you see it?
It should say
And
American Manhunt, Osama bin Laden on
and
the.
Kathy, if you're here and listening to us and watching, can you see anything more than the black screen and the circle going around and around?
Yeah. Maybe if I start playing it, it will show eventually because it's paused in the Netflix thing.
Okay, maybe
So
try
I'll
it.
just, yeah. Okay, let me just mute this for a sec. No, nothing?
Nope, nothing.
All
Mm,
right. What are
And we're
these?
back to the seals.
Yeah, that's because I switched it off. Okay, let me have a look. That's weird. It should be able to do it.
Hey, Frostfang. Frostfang
Hey,
says, "Hi,
Frost.
Anna. Just popping by to say hi."
Hi, Frost. Hello. I hope you're good. Let me just try again. Hmm. Okay, maybe I think maybe the problem is okay, what if I put it to 360p? Share. Share. Sorry, guys. Can you see it now?
I still see a black screen and loading. And Frostfang says he's also leaving a like.
Thank you. Why? Okay,
And
let me
hey,
do this.
Kathleen. Have you been seeing the show that Anna's playing, or is it just on my end? It could be just my end. If it's my end, then I'll figure something out.
Share. Can you see that? Can you see? I'm
Yes, this I can see.
okay.
You're on the YouTube, or well, no, yeah,
Yeah.
you're on YouTube.
Yeah. So it's working for sharing screens. So now let's see why it's not working for sharing actual Netflix. Okay, let me load media
Are you subscribed?
to Netflix.
No, to cost me. Okay, now I see Netflix. Now I see it.
Okay, yay, we got it.
Kathleen
Only
says,
took
"Hello, YouTube." YouTube.
Hi, only took us about 10 minutes, but now I know how to do it properly. All right. And
Hey.
now the other thing is you have to tell me if there's sound.
All right.
Okay, so I'm playing it. Okay, let's go.
Ta-dum! See, I heard that.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right. Now we are
And
starting.
let me know if it's too loud or something.
Think we can control the sound ourselves. Mm. Bringing back memories.
Yeah. Oh, good goat. You know what? I'm gonna switch on the subtitles.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just refresh the link, it should work for you, Kathy.
Yep.
Oh, look, Bone's in the middle of the couch. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Is it working, Kathy? Okay, that's weird.
Mm,
Bone, it's working for you though, because you just mentioned Bush, so you're seeing it.
yeah.
I wonder why it's not showing for Kathy.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. I wonder what it is. Okay, let me stop it for 1 second. Let's try and figure out why.
Yeah.
Um,
That's weird because yeah, I mean, seems to
so,
be playing for Bone and I see it now.
hmm. Maybe-
Kathleen, is maybe your app asking to be like allowed to, do you have to allow it to show a screen?
Okay, so it says if you're sharing video on Cosme and viewers are seeing a black screen, this is the most likely cause. A Cosme black screen issue can often be resolved by disabling hardware acceleration in your browser. So, depending on if it's Chrome,
Um, then try Kathleen, try a different browser.
or it says completely restart your computer. Uh,
I'd probably start with the browser. Try a different browser. If it's still black, then
Sorry
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
That sucks.
So, yeah, open Chrome settings, click the three dots, go to advanced settings, scroll to the bottom of the settings and
She's
click.
not in right now. I think she's
No, I know,
translating.
I'm just reading for myself because I've never
Oh,
heard of
okay.
these. Find the system section, locate the system section. Well, no, yeah, if it works for the three of us, for you and Bone, then it's probably something to do on her end.
Yeah.
Bone says, last time I had a black screen, I had to close everything and restart my iPad.
Hmm. Well, that would go in line with having to restart it completely. Kathleen is back. Do you see anything on the screen?
Hmm.
Hmm. We are very professional. We should have tested this out first.
I mean, we did kinda, but if it's not working on her end, we can't really do anything. Because
Um,
you were getting a black screen as well, but that was because I wasn't actually sharing the tab.
mm, yeah, but now it's working.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Okay, well,
she's back, but yeah.
I'll keep playing it, and then I'll keep playing it, and hopefully it will work for
Yep.
her.
Tech support. Yep.
So what happens if I do this? Oh, okay. So if I do this, you can't see the couch anymore.
Exactly. It's full
Okay.
screen. I see Kathleen is back. Do you see now?
It isn't. Oh, damn it.
Pause it one more time. Kathleen, you. Oh no.
Let
You
me just
completely
try
closed it,
reloading.
right?
Yeah, let me try reload it.
Oh, I was going to suggest that you tell her what she has to do on the browser because you were reading it in for a moment.
Uh, okay, just so what you have to do is let me share this instead.
Americanos 2001.
Hey,
I'm not late,
Americanus.
am I? No, you're not late. You can still come. We just started it. We're very professional here and having technical issues. Trying to make sure
Oh,
that we
how
can.
blurry. Jeez, Louise. All right. Well,
What do you
yeah,
have it set to? Oh,
you
she
Google.
says it works.
Okay, so it works for this screen right now, but it wasn't working for me sharing Netflix. Okay,
Try it now.
so all right, I'm trying it now. So Netflix is back. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yep. And
And
Americanos, just see the link on the top in the pinned comments. Just follow that. That's what we're using to watch the episode. All right, awesome. Glad it works. Right? The Gulf of America, huh?
Hmm. Oh no, there's a really good documentary about United 93 as well.
There's a what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Uh, there's a really good documentary about United 93 as well. Um,
Oh,
United 93 documentary. And it's oh no, it's a film.
okay.
So it's actually called United 93. Yeah, just the whole story of like the heroism of the people on board who tried to prevent the terrorists from actually getting to the target.
Ooh, I remember that. Yeah. You closed Netflix again?
What's happened?
I'm asking if you closed Netflix again.
No, I didn't.
Oh my.
It just completely, I didn't do anything.
Cosme. We're blaming Cosme.
I promise you I did nothing. Maybe I'll try Hyperbeam next. But oh my God.
One more time.
Oh, jeez. Why? 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 On my first time doing this, is it not working properly? Share. Can you
All right.
see it?
Yes, I can see it. I hope everyone
Yes,
else can as well.
Those were Navy SEALs going. Yes. Yeah, that day was just horrible, but
Yep.
also showed us the best of humanity.
Certainly 9/12 was the best of humanity.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that there are people out there
Just watching.
who
Yeah.
never seen this, who never
Oh,
witnessed this.
yeah, in real time. I remember seeing this live on TV. We were sent
W
home from school. School
Yep,
shut down.
we heard about it on the radio on the way home, and when we got home, we saw the second plane.
Yeah, that's what we did as well. We had the school fire alarm go off, so we would all go and line up on the lawn in front of the school, and then the principal told us that there's been a terrorist attack on America, and that everybody was needed to go home basically. And because we
Mhm,
were an international school and there were a lot of American girls, it was an all-girls school, a lot of American girls, she said, don't wear, like, as part of the uniform, we had a Latterman jacket, which is, like
mhm,
the baseball ones. And she
yeah,
said, please don't wear them if you're out on the street. And also, yeah, like you'll hear from us soon, but for now, school is closed. So went home. My mom was actually in Houston in America
mhm,
at that time. And so was my friend from school whose our moms worked together. And they were both in America. And so we went to her place and we were just glued to the TV. And like our moms couldn't even get through us because all of the lines and all of the, communication systems
Yeah.
went down. So yeah, it was, I'll never forget that day ever in
Hey,
my life.
before you press play, Americanus also says he was watching it on TV with his sister. And
Yeah.
Bone on YouTube says he heard it live on radio, Howard Stern show.
Yeah, and literally at first, I think that's the first time I did a double take on reality, and I was like, this can't be real. This is some sort like somebody hijacked or hacked a news station, and is playing like a Steven Spielberg film or something. Like this,
Yeah.
this can't. Like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, go on.
Langley. I did not know that.
No, I didn't either.
Hmm.
And then you wonder how they got an American weapon.
Yep. But I thought the CIA funded him.
Yeah. I thought Bush Senior that they worked together.
Yeah. Oh my God, you just had to insert a pride flag in there. Netflix.
Mhm.
Exactly. With American money.
Yep.
Bin Laden. Shit. I forgot I'm in Rumble as well. Whoops.
Yeah. Hey, Tom B. Great to see you.
Hey, Tomby.
Come and join the link up in the pinned comment.
Call him Tommy, not Tomby. Sorry.
Well, he is a Tommy.
uh, yeah, we started about it's like 30 over 30 minutes in. So straight after September 11.
Yep.
Hmm.
Actually, I'm going to start calling Tommy Tammy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, if you check the name.
Yeah. It's good to see you, Tomby. I'm sorry I missed Lazarus last night. I was fast asleep. I'm gonna have to watch the last episode by myself. Taliban.
Yeah, we need to fight them terrorizers.
That's true, Americus. Yep.
Mm.
Is that a Black Hawk?
That
Black
I
Hawk.
can't tell you.
Hmm, what-
Hey, Oak Poke, we are watching the American Manhunt, Osama bin Laden. If you follow the link that I posted, you'll see it. You can join us.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say 22 to be recruited. Hmm.
Hmm.
Hey, Duck. Hey, Judman.
Hey, how are you tonight?
Very
Hey,
good.
that
We're
man.
watching
Listen,
yeah, docu series.
yeah, I'm trying to get into Cosme. Oh,
Yeah. Hey, Llama.
that's probably me because I'm a llama everywhere I go on my phone. I just won't spit at you though. I'm trying to figure out how to listen to that and not blend over here. So give me a second.
And look at them now.
Hmm.
Yeah, so many stories of people just their bravery and courage, especially the first responders,
Yep.
but also civilians.
Hmm. What also caused a lot of chaos around the country. I was in Orlando near an airport, and you couldn't find rental cars, and all the restaurants were shut down that night.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good question.
But doing nothing.
And usually it's one extreme or the other. Good point, Clifton. Yes.
Yeah, it's a tricky question for sure, but
Very.
it's like the more you fight them, the more of them you produce.
Yep.
Yep, Americas, that is true. Doing nothing would have been worse. They take it as a sign of weakness because that
Mhm.
is how they think. That's their mentality. It's jihad. It is
Yep.
war.
And see, this part of the war, I still kind of agree with.
Yeah,
But then moving into Iraq, like,
that's a whole different kind of worms. Yeah.
Yeah.
yep,
Open another Pandora's box. One thing to stay in one place. And then, of course, if when you take out another regime, then there's a power vacuum and you can bring in something even worse.
yep.
Which is why I think it was a mistake to get rid of Saddam. Because at least he could rein in all of those warlord tribes and everything in the region.
Hmm. Right.
True.
It kept Iran and uh, their subordinates out of the country.
Yeah.
Sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my friend. It's a bizarre concept, but it sometimes it's true. Ugh,
Mm.
CIA, right there.
Yep. Mm.
Oh, Condoleezza, my favorite.
I mean, you still have to have boots on the ground. That's
Yeah,
if you're going to capture territory.
I just really don't like Condoleezza Rice. I don't know.
Nope.
That was sarcasm. I gotcha.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
And bombing did not always work on caves in World War II either
Mm.
in the Pacific.
Yep.
So apparently the Blue 82 was nicknamed Daisy Cutter. Estimated cost $27,000. I thought it would be more. Hmm.
Mm.
I remember that broadcast. Yes. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, London 7/7, the worst terrorist attack in the UK. That was awful.
Okay.
Oh, next one.
Yeah, there's only three.
Okay.
Okay.
When journalism was actually valued,
Yep.
not like today.
Well, nowadays, if a journalist goes and talks to an enemy, they're called a traitor.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was me, like I would literally want to interview somebody like that, but I would be so scared.
You got to be.
Yeah, you could see it in the guy's face when he was sitting there
Yeah.
on footage.
You're you're completely relying on the who's taking you around.
Ah, Tora Bora. And especially the fact that a journalist managed to get an interview with him and knew his location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also as a journalist, it's kind of like with mental health work or with lawyers, like you don't reveal your sources. So
Well,
I don't know. If it was me, I would give the location away, but it's your credibility. So maybe in the future, then certain interviews would not be able to be conducted because nobody would trust you.
a lot of times they'll either blindfold you or take you so many places you don't really know where you are. But
Yeah.
this is another case of typical course of American history is that uh, politicians or generals don't go all the way to complete a mission, and who they really are trying to get away.
Yeah. Who is Mukhtar? Jumping from roof to roof. Was he like what, Assassin's Creed?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, the earlier bombing
Yeah,
in the
that's what a
garage.
lot of people actually don't realize. There
Yeah,
was a terror attack on the World Trade Center. Yeah.
try to take it out from underneath.
Yep.
I wonder if in 1995 when Timothy McVeigh organized the OKC bombing, if he kind of took inspiration from this, because that's what he did with the truck.
Yep. Could be.
Clifton, I told you it was gonna be like Netflix, like dramatic music all the way through.
Yep,
Sounds like
you sure
Terminator
did.
music. Oh, I remember this.
Yep,
I remember this one. Yeah, all my Spanish girls I went to school with were extremely devastated.
yep.
And we were having the same thing happen in Russia, in Moscow,
Hmm.
but it was al-Qaeda affiliated terrorist groups from the Caucasus because
Was
they
that
were also funded by al-Qaeda.
was that when Yeltsin was president?
No, that would have been Putin.
I do remember the Spanish bombing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the London bombing was horrible as well. I mean, it's crazy that back then we all lived in, like, again, like a different time where terrorist attacks were so normal. And thank God today we have less and less of them in the Western world, and in America. But it was just like a normal thing that would happen literally every month.
Yeah, and the thing, what really scared a lot of people here was the shoe bombing, or the attempted.
Yep.
Why he didn't do it, who knows? But then that became all the everybody having to check your shoes in the airport.
Yeah.
Yep.
Completely changed civil aviation for sure. Security and everything. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think the worst when it comes to security, not the worst, but the most difficult is when I went to Israel. It was 2.5 hours of checking things to be able to get through security.
Wow.
Hmm. Guantanamo. Do you remember those videos of the American interrogator, not interrogators, but soldiers at Guantanamo, like peeing
I
on
saw. I didn't see him
the
do anything on them, but I saw the ones with them posing and stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I'm sorry, but that's part of warfare.
Yeah.
Agreed. No, there's not. Sometimes these people are not rational or reason. You can't reason with a lot of them.
I think it's morally wrong as well, and I wouldn't do it, but I can understand why somebody would.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with him though.
There is some merit there, but the thing is break everyone, but you could get some useful information out of some of them.
I guess it's how far do you go, right? Like we
Yeah.
have so many other techniques, especially after the Second World War, when it comes to interrogation. It doesn't need to be physically harmful.
Well,
It's like when
it
you get serial killers and the detectives interview them. They use interrogation techniques which are psychological to get information out of someone.
yeah, and this is different. This is not like individual citizens or like a legal situation. This is a war that really we're fighting an undeclared foreign enemy. That's what the
Yeah.
Geneva Convention applies to foreign powers and standing armies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because it's a hard decision.
Oh, look, it's our favorite reporter.
Hmm.
Unicorn.
Yeah. The bad kind.
Wait, West knew where Osama bin Laden was?
Yep.
I remember hearing that he was on dialysis.
Yeah, and that like even in his videos, it wasn't actually him. It was a body double because he was. I don't know. There's a lot of shady stuff. Like I don't trust the CIA.
Oh
Sorry.
no, definitely not. Definitely not. Well, look, the CIA operation back at Tora Bora, and they instead of fighting it like a ground war with the full military forces.
Hmm. And actually, Pakistan has one of the strongest armies in the world as well, which is interesting.
Mhm.
Well, US history has been marked with a lot of intelligence failures dating back many, many years,
Yeah,
even before World War II.
I think that's true for a lot of countries.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Cal.
Is that Dermy?
Welcome. I don't think Dermy's interested in history.
No, likely not. I apologize, Mr. Cow, Mrs. Cow. I don't know.
Here we go. Well, I should have said former director.
Yeah.
Jordan. I don't know. I always found it weird that these terrorist organizations in the Middle East always keep like a video record of their meetings, and somehow it gets leaked to the media. Like I know they do videos of like beheadings and everything, and like threatening the West, but
Hmm.
like private videos like that, like who's leaking this stuff?
Yeah, well, I think part of it is to also they can send it to medias to remind people that they are still around. I could remember all the rumors that he was dying and all the other stuff that happened, and
Yeah, to kind of say like I'm still here and I'm
right.
still good and
Hmm.
I'm still a threat.
Because even if he had been eliminated, you could still put it out there. See, he's alive.
I know, but it's just like if the whole world is looking for him,
Hmm.
it's dangerous to be like because I know this is like video cassettes and not digital.
Right, like you can't
So
necessarily
yeah,
trace him to a location if you're careful.
yeah.
Hello, we're in a block on the YouTube.
Oh hey, we're in. Hello.
Wow.
So yeah. Do you guys want to take a break or we can just you can
Whichever
should we
you want
just
to do.
shall we just finish because it's only I think this is the last episode.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. I think Clifton had to step away.
Oh, did he?
I think so. He said BRB.
Oh, I didn't see. Sorry. Yeah, America's. Yeah,
Yep.
especially when it involves the Islam faith. A lot of people will. It's like being part of a cult.
Yeah,
And I'm not
especially
talking about Islam faith in general. I'm talking about these
the
jihadi groups.
right, the militant jihadi. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally what radicalization is.
Hmm. Or like America said, trying to turn a true believer into a double agent. Double agents are very unpredictable. Mm.
It seems to me like in this documentary, the CIA people and the military people really don't like each other.
I think generally that's true, and has been for a long time. Like I know a lot of police don't care for the FBI. There's always interagency uh, frustrations and friction.
Yeah,
Yep.
But let's look at the one where the CIA messed up. If the military had been left to go in through into the caves instead of whatever stunt they were trying to pull.
yeah. Yeah, thank you, Americus. That's yeah. Like Jadman says, it's like police and FBI. This is my crime scene. No, this is our crime scene now. We're taking over. Well, we've done all the hard work and you're just coming in, sweeping in and taking over.
Hmm.
Yeah, get
Well,
out of here.
and the other thing is, are you fighting a war or not? And if you're going to fight a war, leave it to the people that are supposedly trained to fight the war, not people that are used to being spies and behind the scenes.
And then, of course, on top of all of that, you have the politicians who are not
Yep.
trained in either, are the ones who make the decisions.
Everybody's enemy, the politicians. Just kidding, but yeah, it's uh, favorite reporter.
Yeah. Why is he laughing? It's not funny.
Sometimes it's a nervous habit some may have, but not very presidential though.
Hmm.
There you go. That was my question. Yep. She, see, I should have been an intelligence officer.
Yep.
Or maybe I am one. Hmm.
Uh, uh, Black Widow. Mm.
It's interesting to me that all of these high profile people all come from countries which are extremely wealthy. Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar.
Absolutely. Yep.
What was that Catherine Bigelow film with Jessica Chastain? Basically about this. She's like a CIA operative, and they're trying to track him down. It was a really good film.
I don't remember who did it.
Catherine Bigelow, not Kathleen Kennedy. That would have been a different film.
Americano says 0 dark 30.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you, America. Thank you. I mean, that's kind of telling that these guys are saying that Obama is not the one to give orders.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That is bizarre to me. So from 1998, you're telling me that the CIA only sat down with this guy in 2011 to get more
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah, very possibly. Yep.
I would have been, if I was intelligence, all over this journalist from day one. Tell me
He,
everything. Give me the footage straight away. Every single thing that you have.
you're not kidding. The minute he landed back in the States, it's like you're coming with us and we want to see it all.
Yeah.
An emotional
And it's
toll.
true. It's like what Clifton, you and I were talking about with Tim Ballard and his
Yep.
team, and how these uh, agents literally had to completely detach themselves from emotions because otherwise you would not be able to complete your job when it comes to child trafficking
Indeed.
Mhm.
and things like that.
Or watching all the videos from Epstein Island.
Yeah. It's the kind of pretty the same thing with journalism. I've seen some horrible videos of like beheadings and things in the Middle East, and you just I can't explain it. You just feel nothing because if you start feeling, you're not going to be able to complete your job and
Right.
report on it.
Yep.
And what's worse in her case, she lost all these memories of her own son growing up.
Yeah.
At some point, you just had to pull the trigger, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a sacrifice worth the end result.
Hmm.
And that's what, again, one thing people might not understand. In those jobs you really do sacrifice a lot.
Hmm.
Oh goodness.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
Intelligence failures. Yeah.
I don't know if it was intelligence failures. I think it was another agenda behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Tony Blair and Bush. Yeah.
Well, but he even said the case for WMDs were stronger there. So he's,
Yeah. We had the Levison inquiry in England back in, I think it was 2016.
hmm
And the judge found that, like, it was not, there was no reason for them to actually go in to Iraq.
we're exporting freedom, democracy.
I'm sure Big Mike convinced him.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Wow. That's actually kind of cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I can imagine how difficult it would have been for the families of all these people.
Hmm.
I mean, a normal deployment's tough enough, but these special ops, even worse.
Whole different level. Yeah.
Hmm. I mean, look at all these factors that they had to deal with. Jeez.
Yeah, well, he was eating vanilla ice cream.
Oh, but like anything, there's always risk in doing anything, you know? Sometimes you just have to do it and hope it works out.
Kind of like Kennedy with the Bay of Pigs.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
That is went backwards. But yeah, or Carter with the 1980 rescue attempt,
Hmm.
like they mentioned.
Oh my God. I mean, I gotta give it to Obama. He was a very good, very had a lot of skills when it came to yes,
He had
Very,
charisma.
a very cool customer.
charisma.
Very cool customer. You couldn't read him. No, something was up.
Yeah.
Very normal.
I think in order to be a world leader, you have to be an actor
Yeah.
and a very good one.
Hmm.
Definitely. Hmm. He had the most on the line, but the soldiers didn't.
Mm,
That happens in command in the situations and the troops about to be deployed. I've heard about that like before the Battle of Midway.
yeah.
The pilots couldn't. I mean, they couldn't sleep. A lot of them could. Some could. The veterans could. But even breakfast that morning was odd. Nobody joked.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be able to sleep either. That's a good tactic. And I mean that goes through every battle in history, going back to the very, very early days.
Yep. Hey Wade, great to see you.
But yeah, hey Wade.
You still
Hey,
jump
Wade.
in. Follow the link on that's pinned up on top.
I was trying to figure out how to get your attention. Let me pull it
But
up.
see, this whole thing about going through that much of Pakistani airspace really complicates that mission immensely.
Whose
Oh yeah.
Hey, whose channel is it on?
Wait, let me send you the thingy.
Because I can find it, but I'm going through a needle in a haystack, and I'm trying to find it on the back end. Who's it? I
I
mean, if
sent you
it's
the
on,
link.
thank you. Wow, I'm shocked he can play poker. How ironic! Sorry, I'm late.
That's cool.
Hey, sorry, I'm behind. I didn't know you were doing a show today.
Yeah.
Um, Anna,
No, it was a lot. It was a last minute thing, literally like an hour before I decided to do this.
Well, no. So you took a play out of my playbook?
Yep.
Wow. This is how close this operation was. Yeah.
And why is that? I thought we liked the Pakistanis. I'm sorry. Something always goes wrong, military wise.
Hmm.
Mm. Well, it wasn't the Navy SEALs guy saying that it was a new technology that they were using with those helicopters.
Yeah. First time those
Yep.
choppers have ever deployed.
Yeah.
Hmm. Where's this? Hey, Anna, where is this on? This Amazon or what?
Netflix.
Oh, no wonder why. I didn't know they did that.
Oh.
They were going to do this anyways.
Oh wow. Physics.
Hmm. Might as well.
They're already on land. It's not like you got fired upon.
Which
They
is why
always
all of
do.
that training and hard work was very important.
Yep.
Oh God. Wow. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Oh my god, I'm getting goosebumps.
Mm-hmm. Hey, great to see you.
Hey, Abe.
It's like an anniversary today, Anna, but I don't remember.
Nope. That was that, that happened in April.
Oh, really?
Mm. Abe, if you want to jump onto StreamYard, I'll send you the link.
Well, there's Hillary.
Yes.
I remember hearing about it the day after. But
And they're right near some military assets for Pakistanis, and they didn't know who was landing in there.
Yep.
he's I don't know why he would have all that stuff on him, but what do I know?
Hey, chat.
Mm.
Yep.
I sent you the link. Abe.
Ah, nope.
Nope.
The miracle on ice. Yep.
Oh, I remembered that match.
Oh yes. Don't we all?
Wow, Anna, way to age yourself.
It was
Come
before she
on,
was born.
I know, but
come on. We all know Anna. Whatever.
It's amazing how they escaped those F-15s.
How dumb.
It just doesn't seem possible, but wow. Mm, yep. It, the pain that you can't tell them stuff.
yeah.
I mean, Anna knows how that is with being a reporter. Huh, Anna?
Yeah, I remember this.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I have thoughts on that. That whole thing was weird. But I'll get
Mm-hmm.
into it.
Yep. Not okay with that.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice, Bone. We visited the memorial. It was very beautiful.
Mhm.
I mean, it wasn't bad that I came in half late.
We're back to the Navy SEALs. Yes. But
You
no,
are a seal, Anna. You're a cat seal.
yes, I am a cat seal. No, that was I liked it. I thought that was a really good documentary.
Now
I
we
had
need a double feature, Anna.
It
For
was
another
very
movie.
Netflix.
it was extremely Netflix, especially with with the music and everything. But I think that the people that they
Yeah.
had on very interesting insight. I'm gonna jump out of here and quickly go back to our StreamYard. So if you guys are still watching, catch us there. But I do want to thank everyone who stopped by, Americas for watching, Anonymous Cow, Bone, Kathy, I was gonna say Tommy, but Tomby. So
Somebody.
yeah, thanks Tombe, save me. So thank you for watching, and yes, I will close this thing down. Thank you very much. And then I'm gonna bring us up
Okay.
back on here.
So leave Cosby.
Yes.
Okay.
I assume so, right, Anna?
Yeah, we're still on StreamYard.
Yep. Okay.
I'm just doing this. Oh, why is
There you
Clifton?
go. Oh, it's Clifton pops up.
Oh, wow,
Hey.
Clifton is the first one. No, this serves me right for showing
Hey.
up late.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed it. What did you think, Dadman?
One of the things that I liked the most with it, I still have my issues with the Intel community a lot, but what I really liked, what they did was show the actual toll that these people, whether they're in the intelligence community and the soldiers themselves, have. I mean, when you hear that man that lost his daughter's last day and his wife's threatening to divorce him, folks, unless you have marital problems in a relationship like that and things like that, you don't know the stress of that. And to have him relay that emotional situation on top of another emotional situation, having to be in something where you can't tell your spouse a single thing, that's such pressure that nobody can comprehend. And the same thing with the SEAL team. We knew about, like you said, we did it about writing the wills and stuff like that. But those last letters, that is so common. I mean, you look at through the course of a lot of, even the Civil War, soldiers would have letters written already before them, or the commanding officers would write letters. Those things really add to the impact of the emotion of what's going on and what all these individuals had to deal with, and they had to live through, and they had to stay focused through all that. When a lot of times you might be distracted about my family or whatever else before that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is again one thing that I mentioned. It's really difficult. Like, it's not something that you'd think you would need to choose between, but then duty calls, right? So unfortunately, it happens with, for instance, law enforcement officers, detectives especially. They get into a case which takes years and years to solve, and that's why a lot of detectives end up getting divorced, because the wives and the family, they're just not there. Same thing with soldiers, same thing with intelligence officers. So yeah, that's a good point. There are sorry, one sec. Bone mentioned something about building 7. So yes, building 7 was near the Twin Towers also. A lot of people just think of the Twin Towers, but building 7 was also destroyed. And this is where we can get into conspiracy theories. But yeah, that's an interesting one. But Wade's muted himself. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay,
I don't want
so
to talk over like you normally do, but when I'm not on my own
no,
show.
but you came in. So this is a 3-part documentary series, and you
The
came in.
3-part?
Yeah, we watched the first 2, and then you came in 70% into the last. But what do you think about the whole situation that happened?
What do I want to say and what do I not want to say?
You can say whatever you want.
Feels like I don't remember much about 9/11 because before dating myself. I was a kid. But anyways, it was good. I still don't get why. I mean, I get a shrine on the ocean, but I still don't get why they didn't put them somewhere else. But I don't know why. But anyway, I mean, I get why they did it, but I still am like, so what? I mean, we, we have the. Of course, I wouldn't know, but do they have? You would know more than me. Do they have anything about Stalin in Russia, or do they keep it hush hush?
No, there's loads of documentaries about
No,
Stalin.
I mean like as far as like not a memorial, but like a
Yeah, he was in a mausoleum, just like Lenin is to this day. You can go and visit Lenin's mausoleum in the Kremlin. But with Stalin, no, they decided to get rid of it, and literally, like his cremated ashes are inside of. So there's like a wall in the Kremlin where a lot of like high profile officials are cremated, and it's in the wall, so you can't actually go and see
so
his
you
body.
couldn't even see it. So they could have just
Or you
done
could,
that. Is
yeah.
what I
Then they
don't
changed
get.
it. What because they changed it because they didn't want
No,
people.
I'm just saying they
Mhm.
could have done it with. I mean, I don't care the body.
But then again, there's a lot of tricky things this documentary and this
Mhm.
whole history of this raises is what do you do with the body of somebody who committed atrocious acts,
Mhm.
especially somebody like this? Because if you decide to bury him or keep his
Mhm.
remains somewhere, that might
Someone's gonna find
Well,
it
inspire.
if you bury them.
that's a bit very, very interesting point and a serious point that you have there, because if you look in the Bible, was Moses, God did not, we do not know where he was um, died or buried, because there was not to be a shrine or a memorial to him. Does happen, like in the American Civil War when Stonewall Jackson was killed, his arm was amputated, and the legend is that uh, there is a site to his amputated arm with that supposedly has his amputated arm in it, with a marker that is looked as a monument. And that's the thing is, like they said, they did not want him to be, didn't want it to be cause a place where he could be worshipped and idolized further with that,
Yeah,
because you don't want that to happen, because it can help feed and uh, continue other things down the road that you want to get rid of, because people will make heroes of it, out of these, and they will become, well, essentially holy sites to those that are to follow.
Mm.
And there have been other cases where that, if the body is buried, it becomes a site. I mean, even to this day, when there are tragic events, they're only temporary, but people leave flowers, mark the spot, and things like that. And in this case, the stakes are a lot higher, because you don't want it to be a pilgrimage or a site for other people to do to carry out terroristic attacks and stuff, and it could inspire a lot more to do that.
Yeah, just like with things like with my favorite topic, serial killers. You know when horrible things happen. Not
Yeah.
even serial killers, but places where horrible things have happened usually get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a
Right.
house or like a ranch or a farm or something, like we just erase it from existence because there
Well.
are weirdos
Mm-hmm.
out there that will go to that place and
Yep.
actually
Mm-hmm.
almost like worship
Yep.
that person.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes it's also to try to get rid of a bad memory. I mean, even heck, something like hurricanes, the really really bad Atlantic hurricanes, their names get erased and never to be used again. It's so that doesn't bring up reminders to other people of what happened with
Oh,
different storms.
Beak was the anonymous cow. Oh, Beak, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so much. I'm
Aw.
glad you enjoyed it.
he stayed incognito.
In
But yeah,
cow though.
yeah.
But
But
yeah,
see,
no, you don't want to create martyrdom
mhm,
for people like that.
right. I mean, it's bad enough that people follow him. Look at Ted Bundy in Florida. Look at Manson out in California. I mean,
Yeah.
just the people and the mentalities that focused on the personality, not just and did evil things also.
Hey West.
West.
What's up?
Hey,
Oh, I thought you said West. Sorry.
West.
No, I call him West. But
I know
whatever.
Old SpongeBob cartoon. Well, you know what's interesting, because I'm the old fart around here anyway, is that it was 2001. We had only had the first child. It was not even 2 years old yet, and we were in Orlando. We'd been to Disney that weekend, and the family had just come back to town on Sunday. I was in Orlando. We stayed at a hotel right by the airport. And I walked out in the hall and I'm like, what the heck's going on? And people around the TVs, you saw that going on. I mean, our class kept going because we're a bunch of Floridians, but what happened then was you saw all the panic. We even had people from the Panhandle that had to get rides because all the rental cars were taken up when they canceled all the flights. I mean, it affected a lot of people for a long time. Yeah, also the economies. I mean, that night all the restaurants were shut down except we found a Joe's Crab Shack, which was I mean, all the big places were closed, and for the longest time, a lot of the industry shut down because of the tax and the damage it did to the travel system and stuff. And this one event really affected America for a long time going. I mean, we could even get good hotel rates for a long time because the travel fell off. So this was this is probably the greatest event in my lifetime in terms of not just damage, stigma, but just the effect that it had, and that it had an effect. It's not just for a brief time. It still has effects on everybody to today. I mean, look at the memorials, look at the survivors up in New York and other places, and the stories that we heard today between the intel and analysts and the SEAL team.
Yeah. Clifton, are you awake?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. What did you think? Because I knew that you know about this topic quite a bit, but you've never heard of this documentary, and we've watched quite a few of Netflix things, and sometimes they do like to insert their political agenda in there. So overall,
No, it's interesting to see everything put into a timeline.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty good, and it brings up a lot of memories because a lot of the stuff that they were showing, it's like, yeah, I remember seeing that. Like when it started, 9/11, everyone who was alive at the time, they remember that. They remember where they were.
Mm-hmm.
They remember what happened.
so let's just for our friends here who were not there to start from the very beginning. You and I discussed it, but where were all of you, Dadman? What were you doing when it happened?
Oh, I had just mentioned it, but yeah, to your point though, I did like the timeline aspect because of some of the stuff in Europe I was not aware of. But like I said, I was in Orlando. Mrs. had just come back Sunday, and actually that night she said she watched it, was on the phone with her mother, and started bawling because she saw the second plane hit the tower. And I missed all that because we were working in this class. And they didn't let us out. They kept us in there. Which we were okay. We were safe where we were, but I mean, you could see the panic with people from around the country. Everybody's trying to get rental cars, and as soon as that they canceled the flights and stuff, it became a madhouse. But that's where I was in Orlando when that happened, and like you said, everybody that was around, where you were when that happened.
Yep.
And Wade needs to leave. So, Wade, I shall give you the floor. Do you want to tell us what you're going to be doing and where we can
Next
find
Saturday, assuming I don't have to cancel it again. But so far, it's on schedule. We'll be doing. I forget. What am I doing? Yeah. You gotta remind me.
What are you doing?
Weird. If I can pull up my tweet that I remember where it's at.
So usually on Saturdays, Wade does watch parties.
Oh, I remember what we're doing.
Yep.
Let me pull it up. Sorry. I was not planning on doing any streams and editing, and then I'm like, I'll join because I didn't know what movie it was.
Okay.
Or a documentary. So I was like, no, let's see what Anna has going on. Anyway, those are the two movies we're doing.
Cool.
I don't know which one I'm doing first yet. Well, that'll be a surprise. At first, it was gonna be John Carter in a surprise second movie, but then I'm like, let's just do Ewoks. It's almost Star Wars Day Part 2, so what do I know? Anyways, so yeah.
Cool. Clifton, can I ask you to put the link to Wade's channel?
Sure.
I can grab you. I just gotta hold on.
You have
I'll
so
grab
many
you.
channels, dude. I don't even know
I
which
have a
Yeah.
link tree. I have a link tree. Okay, give me a second to pull it up.
Oh, some of us don't use
All right.
Linktree though. It's okay, Wade.
I don't use it, but I was told to use it again.
Well,
So I just use Twitter.
uh,
So let me hold on. Let me log
Just
in.
put it in the private chat and I can
Yeah,
yeah.
I got you.
check it out.
Thank you. And as you're doing that, West answered the question, said he was taking a break while on his mail route, went out on the beach and was watching the towers burn from across the bay. That must have been like seeing that actually
Yeah.
in real life, as all of us are from all over the world watching it in real time. I mean, yeah.
Well, there was
Hey.
another thing I meant to relay, if you don't mind, real quick. Or did West? Or is,
No,
sorry,
I want to make sure it was working, but I think it's up and running how I have it currently. I put it in the private chat. I'll see
So what were
you
you
guys.
saying, Dad Man, about what West said?
well, because we actually had, even though we're in Florida, we actually had people that have relatives around the country. One of our newer employees actually had relatives that worked in the trade center buildings, and they spent the whole day. They kind of got excused from class. They stayed there, but they were worried the whole time because they could not get in touch via phone. And this was the early days of cell phones too. They had really not advanced because all the communications up there were jammed. And you couldn't just get through. Like nowadays, we have different options and things, and even still then the system can get overloaded. But I mean, that was one thing that even affected people around the country that may not have been in New York. If you try to get a hold of your loved ones up in the area.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to Clifton as well, because my mom was in Houston at the time of it happening. It was pretty much early afternoon for us here in the UK. I was at school and our fire alarm went off, and all of us had to gather. And then the principal announced what happened. There's been an attack on America. And then I remember trying to call my mom. She was trying to call me, and there was absolutely no communication. Like nobody could get through.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And we went to one of my friends' houses who lived near me, and our moms worked together, both in the States at the time. And we were just switched on the news, and we're sitting there like in shock. We literally were in shock. I like I was saying to Clifton before, I didn't understand if this is something fake, somebody like hacked into a news broadcast or something and is showing. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. So, West, for you, I'm sure it was extremely traumatic to see that. And
Yeah.
Well, like I mentioned, Mrs. She relayed to me that we had a 2 year old, not even a 2 year old. She was in the living room. She was bawling her head off. I mean, she's like, it was especially when the second plane hit, because my wife, she's very emotional. She's got a big heart, and she just knows people are dying, and she saw it live. And for the people that actually really saw it live, I mean, I just, it was something, yeah.
And Clifton, I think you were saying the same thing that
I was shopping with my mom. It was in the evening for us, right? Because in Germany, and on the radio we heard. Yeah, on the radio we heard that plane flew into the tower.
Yeah. It was roughly
So-
9 a.m. Eastern time, so it'd probably be 4 o'clock your time.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so we drove home and turned on the TV, and just when we turned it on, we saw the second plane. And it was unreal, and just yeah. We were in shock, and yeah, it's hard to believe, like, up until that point, like, you may have seen something like that. You may have imagined something like that happening in the movies,
Right.
but not in real life.
Well, did
Yeah.
y'all ever go back and watch the at the time American broadcast and coverage of it?
No, one thing that no, but one
Because
one thing is
yeah, I
that
did.
it was so like watching it like
Hmm.
I love watching some of the footage taken by people from their
Hmm.
homes and things in Manhattan and around that area. But the stuff on the news broad, I don't know, it reminds me of that day, what happened, and it's really difficult to actually watch it because
I
it again
mhm.
brings back memories.
Well, see,
Uh,
I've been able to watch some of it, well, quite a bit of it, but and I'm only going to go to the point of this: the early reports, they were every it was all rumors and speculation, and they were saying a commuter plane had hit the towers, and that's how breaking that news was, and how it's kind of all over the place. And of course, you do have to watch out for coverage later in the day, but just the initial the initial reports, the initial thoughts, came out a lot different than what we ended up finding out
Yep.
happened.
For sure. And Abe, yeah, says I remember being in a taxi at 8:30 in the morning listening to Chris Moyles on Radio One. Chris Moyles is a radio presenter broadcaster in the UK. When I heard of the severity of the attacks, it was extra weird because he was never serious until that moment, I guess. But yeah.
It it's the darkest day, and I still thank God for the next day. 9/12, I think was one of the brightest days ever when everyone came together. Everyone.
Yeah.
It felt like we're all a family.
Yeah, it felt like we're all part of the human race, right? And we all from a lot of countries all over the world. I mean, even going back to like the way that in Russia they were reporting it, because Russia has been dealing with terrorist attacks for a very long time after Afghanistan and the war there, and us obviously being very on the border, very close
Hmm.
to a lot of these insurgents and Mujahideen terrorists and everything.
Yep.
So that was very concerning. A lot of people there were in shock. A lot of people, even in Asia, just because they have also their terrorist organizations. But Americas, who's been watching from the first episode with us tonight, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. So as he said, when we were watching, he was asleep. His sister woke him up, screaming his name, and said in a very calm voice, "Two planes hit the World Trade Center. They're saying it's a terrorist attack."
We're at war. Yep.
Yeah, and it's just yeah.
And Anna, too, one of the things that one of the intel people said too was a big "fu" to the terrorists, was that you're not going to win. We're going to not change who we are. We're going to live our lives, and they're not going to win. And that's an important thing that happened as a result.
Yep. And
Yeah,
I mean, I remember that sentiment, and I also remember that when the whole Charlie Hebdo thing happened in Paris.
oh my God, Charlie Hebdo. Yes. What?
And
Yeah,
it
yes.
was like what, a week later or something, I visited Paris for the first time.
Yeah, I
It
remember
was
when Charlie Hebdo
mhm.
happened in Paris. We were reporting on it live. I was actually messaging with somebody, one of our correspondents there in Paris, who was covering it, and he was a French Parisian, very distraught. And we had to, all of us, take just 5 minutes to step away from doing our job collectively. Everybody took 5 minutes. Then we came back and it's like, it's crunch time. We're going to do our job. We're going to report on this. And this is where your emotions fly out the window. Their
Can
job
you?
is reporting, and that's
Mhm.
like one of the things in the documentary that we watched from the footage from some of the actual broadcasters and TV presenters
Mhm.
at the scene of 9/11. Even when the first tower is collapsing, the
Mhm.
cameraman is still filming, the guy is
Right.
still talking. This is what you do, you report.
Mhm.
And like that is, yeah.
What was that event in Paris again? I think I remember the name, but what happened that day?
So basically, Charlie Hebdo is a publication that published and on their front cover put up something that certain Muslims would find very insulting
Mhm.
about the Prophet Muhammad, and they are a satirical publication. So it was
Okay.
satire.
All
So
right.
then a guy went in and started killing all of these journalists who is
Okay.
radical,
Mhm.
and killed a whole bunch of reporters.
Okay.
But to go back to West Point, according to Democrats in office today, 9/11 was not the darkest day. Neither was 12/7 or the Oklahoma City event. It was 2021. Okay.
But I'm also a little bit sad that they didn't talk about the 9/11 that happened during Obama's um term in
Well.
office, because there was another attack
Mhm.
on the anniversary of 9/11. I believe wasn't it the 10th anniversary of it?
I can't remember that, but I do remember that.
Benghazi.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Yeah. 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 And of course that got buried under the rug.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
one of the other things too was that after the bombing of the Cole, when Clinton was president, there were the talks, the reports that they had there was a African country that offered Obama offered Bin Laden to the U.S. and they turned it down. They had other chances before to get him before 9/11 ever happened, but they just didn't take advantage of it.
Nope.
Yeah.
So,
So,
but
because we've been
oh,
sorry, we've been one final
mhm,
going around the horn and telling your final thoughts and
mhm.
everything because we've been going on for like
Yeah.
3 hours. But Clifton, is that the kind of thing that you're interested in when it comes to history in that kind of format? When it's not like 10 episodes of a documentary, but kind of like, or maybe you're more interested in more of a film style, just like having like a 2 hour documentary. Is this something that you're more on board with? Like three
I'm
episodes? That's it.
I'm totally okay with 3 episodes. I'm okay with anything really. Um, if it's a topic that interests me, and it was done well. It was Netflix for sure. I think I want to say that they definitely stuck to the narrative of, of the timeline and stuff. They
Hmm.
left out a few things. Yes, there are a lot of conspiracies around it. I'm not disputing any of that. I'm just saying, like, yes, from what we officially know, it was all right, and they did put Obama in a good light, but no wonder because he's part of Netflix. So,
Exactly, because he had that show that came out last year, produced by himself and Michelle.
yep,
And
and
not show the film with Ethan
Mhm.
Hawke. I love Ethan Hawke though, and
yeah,
Julia Roberts about the end of the world, which is interesting,
I yeah,
and kind of having Tesla like cars take over and all of our communication systems take over and trying to kill us. But
but yeah, no, generally I think it was pretty good. Just questioning, I remember in 2011 when we got the report, I was like, "Oh my God, we got him." But, just like a few days later when we were told, "Oh, we gave him a sea burial." It's like, "But wait, what?" He's not coming to the United States. We can't make sure this is actually him. Like, nobody saw it. And I believe that he was killed, that it was Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, because a lot of
I,
people say that it was all staged, and he's not actually
and I
that
kind of
that was not.
understand it. I kind of
Yeah,
understand it, and I mean, it was an election year. And when they said they got him, I was like, oh, he won the election. So it
yeah,
could be, I don't know. But I actually think it was Osama bin Laden because, yeah.
Because see, to me, you would have to take too many people with not enough integrity uh, to be able to come together to keep that secret. And also, I think the other thing is it makes a lot of logical sense about what they said about not having a place where he could be made a god or made a deity for others that still existed.
Yeah, and yeah, at the time that was my thought, and now yeah, I agree with that. Not making him a martyr is yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
very
So what about
important.
you? What about you, Deadman? What did you think? I know you also could only join us at a certain point, but overall, in terms of the
Well,
style and the way things were done, did you enjoy it?
the I think overall it was very good. You know me, I love history anyway. I do like a timeline. I do like that type of. I do like graphics. I do like visuals to help, especially battle maps and things like that. I thought what they did a lot with that was very, very good, very, very telling. The only thing that I think, and it's a bit of a nitpick, but they got a little preachy at a time or two, but didn't go too preachy. But when they brought in the enhanced interrogation, I think they should have brought in people on the enhanced interrogation side to explain why it was needed, why it's different than uh, like the others. We heard, oh, we didn't want to be part of it, we quit. And so, but there are people that believe those methods and believe them to be the only way to get the information. Uh, and actually, but that might have been a whole episode of itself to do a full debate on it. I just would wish that they would have gotten a little bit of an appreciation of the here's why we did that, because the way they left it is, well, we didn't get anything out of it. But I think people will disagree. The enhanced interrogations led to a lot of information we wouldn't have gotten other ways. Now, whether you like it or agree with it, that's another debate for another day. But I just, for this part, I think that they picked a side and chose it in this one. But like I said, was only a very small part of this. Um, um, I think they did a good. Like I said, overall, I think it was a very good job. I think they did good with it. They kept politics, I think, out of it pretty well
For
for the
the
most
most
part.
part.
For the most part,
Which is very strange to me for Netflix because they usually do. I mean, they did have
mhm.
a couple of pride flags in there. Um,
Well, see,
and
like my thing is, they could have made this more about Obama and made it all great ruler. I mean, they are Hillary Clinton. They could have or made Bush look to be more of a doofus. There's things that they could have done and easily could have done with the video and the script with what they've had. But I think they kept the tone overall well and balanced and really told the story of what really happened. I think that they should have spent more time also on the drama of the choppers getting back. I still would like to know, how do the F-15s not catch up to the two choppers? How do they not,
right?
how do they not find them? I mean, it's a miracle of miracles. Miracles have happened, but
I think something like that could actually have a documentary of its own.
So
Like
it's
there are different smaller topics within this 3 episode
Mhm,
timeline
mhm,
recount, basically,
mhm,
yeah.
where they could probably make extra
mhm,
documentaries on those.
mhm. Right.
Yeah, and my favorite part was I think when they actually go on the mission and how they prepared for it. And I mean, that was I literally was getting goosebumps. I'm like, damn, this is just the way that they did it was almost like reminded me of Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, the game, and I'm always going to
Mhm.
revert back to comparing things to gaming because I am Anna's Gameland.
Mhm.
So, like Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. Also, when you
Wait,
put
you play games?
no, of course I don't. No, that's just
One thing that I did
Sorry.
remember in this,
Sorry.
and I mentioned it earlier, was that one of the podcasts I listened to about the Pacific War is, that day when you're going into the mission, when you had the people more experienced that slept, the rookies that didn't sleep as well, because you could hear from some analysts couldn't sleep, others were doing different things, but the thing at Midway there that they said like that morning when the American pilots knew that they were going to something was going to happen that day. Normally, every other day, the gunners would all BS at each other, pick on their moms. That morning, they didn't, and it was different. And you could hear it in each of one of these what this was going on, and even the SEAL Team 6 member with, well, it wasn't just a one-way mission and we do our wills. It was you're saying your goodbyes to your family because you
yeah.
don't expect to
Yeah.
come home, and so I think they did a good job of communicating that, and that's for people that don't watch a lot of history and all. A lot of these are same concepts and same things that have happened for many many years, and it's just a lot that they have to go through. But that's one thing I want to throw in there. But thank you, Anna.
No, thank you. Do you want to? I was going to say plug yourself, but then again, Mrs. keeps telling you not to say that, but go
Well,
ahead.
sometimes
Promote yourself.
shut up. Hey, I'm Dadman Walkie 55. I do, I don't know, whatever the heck I want to. Usually on Monday nights, I'm streaming duos, Fortnights with Jess, occasionally go live at random. Yeah, it's Americus. Yeah, my wife keeps telling me that. I made up that phrase and I still use it at times for strategic purposes. But Monday nights at 6 to 7. Sometimes I would do Fortnight with Jess. Sometimes I'll do Fortnight with the missus. Some random chill streams. Most of what I do is random. But I do have my flagship shows, which is Wednesday at 10 and Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, which we call Late Night with Dadman, but they're known as the squirrel streams from fruitcakes to porta potties. And I am blessed to have two of the greatest people, and either or Wednesday and or Friday with the great Clifton 3D, and of course the always ever amazing Anna's Gameland, which have really served to help me out so much more. And come over, check this out. And of course, my wife, she's got her own channel, Mrs. Dadman Walking 55. So,
Yeah,
And don't forget
Yeah.
West.
West.
You can't forget
Sorry.
the unicorn.
Well, I'm talking about the people on the panel, but yeah, I'm sorry we forgot the unicorn. How dare I forget the unicorn? I'm sorry. Well, you guys are the face on the panel, so I had to promote y'all first. But yes, West is there, and my wife is there too most times. So, but
yes.
Hey, come join us.
I put her link in the chat. So if you guys want to go, I think she's streaming live right now.
The Pretender. She's doing a watch party on the old show, The Pretender.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Clifton,
but thank you, Anna, again.
No, thank you. Thank you for joining. It was great. And Clifton, what about you?
Yeah, also a big thank you for doing this. This was fun. It was great. Very interesting. Yeah, where you can find me, what's next? Let's see. Tomorrow, Monday, 6:30 German time. I have no idea what time that is for anywhere in the United States.
12:30.
All right.
You're 6 hours ahead.
12:30, you heard it, in Florida. Monday mashup together with Anna.
Yay! Yay!
Always a lot of fun. I found an article for Snuka.
Oh no, it's not about The Last of Us, is it?
No, it's about the new Buffy reboot.
Oh, I thought you about Snooki. I was like, I gotta call Mrs. in here. No, anyway, but hey,
Snooki.
Let's see, what else am I doing? Hopefully, sometime this week we can play some Fortnite with Dadman.
Well, and try to make it happen. We'll have to talk about when we can do that.
Yeah, and then Friday I'm going to be on his show. as you already said, and Saturday on Brandon's channel, the Anime 101, and in the evening, I believe Tomby is going to be in the United States, so Anime After Dark is going to be on hiatus until he's back. Yeah.
Okay. And also go check Tomby out. Check him out too.
Hey, can I say one more?
Check everybody out. Check Abe out. Check America. Everybody, not America. Americas.
Abe! No, just kidding. But no, Anna, I tell you what's most important is to see you doing a live stream on your own channel right now.
I know. I haven't done that in ages. I was like, what? Like, I have not done this. And I used to do this all the time. And now I'm like, what? Because Rumble has changed their settings. This has changed. That has changed. For some reason, there was a thumbnail of Prince, my cat, on YouTube, and I was like, Clifton, why is my cat as the thumbnail? We're talking about Osama bin Laden. Why is my cat the thumbnail? And I had to literally decided to do this an hour and a half before doing it. And so that's why it was impromptu. And I told you guys about it. And yes, check me out, but not too closely. I'm shy. But everyone who joined and spent all these hours with us on Sunday, I know Sundays are family times and weekends and mowing lawns and, doing
I did it. I survived today in the heat.
Yes. Well done. Well done.
My next door neighbor is appreciative because he mows his like every week. It's one of those.
That's good. Happen. I'm happy about that. And yeah, so for myself, I shall be back with Clifton tomorrow at my 5:30 BST. BST sounds like a swear like abbreviation for something British summertime. Mashup Mondays, and we usually discuss things that a lot of people don't and talk about topics that other bigger streamers out there cover. We try and find more kind of like niche things to talk about. So that should be fun. I have already like 5 for you, Clifton.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then also on Wednesday, back with Raquel for Divas and Dorks, and Dadman and Mrs. and West. And then Friday, back with Dadman and Mrs. and Clifton. We have our own little cult.
Yes, we do. We have pictures to show it that I need to start publishing, or banned, as you said.
Yeah.
Involving unicorns, West, and porta potties.
And if you like unicorns.
As long as it's not a sun cold.
But you know what? Clifton is, I tell you, and all those, Clifton has a prominent role. And I'm like, it's my channel, but Clifton's like the man in all of them. But that's cool.
Take care, Beak. It was nice seeing you. Thank you for being the cow in a nice way. We like cows here. And then what is it? Something else? I don't know.
Got a pub. The pub at 2 a.m. after that.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, the pub has become extremely misogynistic.
Yeah,
I block it out of my head. No, the pub is great. Check out all the lads there. That's going to be on Fridays for Americans and Saturdays. Abe, my good friend from here across the pond from you guys here. Europeans are going to take over streaming one day, and I'm starting to do it. So
yay.
Yeah. So thank you, chat. Everybody who watched with us yet again, thank you. I really enjoyed it and hoping to get back into streaming. It's taken me a while, but I'm already really happy that you're here. I don't have any outro or anything well, I do actually. Do I want to play it? I don't know. I haven't done this where's my outro?
Well, you can always do one of your songs.
No, I don't want to do that. But my outro is my intro for my horror stuff that I do or used to do. So I'm just not going to do an outro. I'm going to leave it there, and I will catch you guys backstage. And thank you everyone who came through. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.